Well, thanks so much, Jan, and to Joe McCaffrey and Joan Price, and thanks to generals such as yourself, I'm able to stand here today. To the administrative officials that are here, and to the Gold Star mothers, and to my dear colleague Brett Guthrie from Kentucky, who I'm sure is pretty happy about having two teams from Kentucky in the Final Four as we head into the weekend. You know, as I stand here, and before me is the World War II Memorial. And that's the World War II Memorial that reminds me of the service that my father gave being in North Africa, in Sicily, and Italy, and he was wounded there in northern Italy in the Po Valley, which just happened to be my first tour of duty with the 325th Airborne Battalion. And behind me is the Vietnam Veteran Memorial. And that reminds me of the service of my older brother, Herman West Jr., who was wounded at Khe Sanh during a bombardment. And for some 3 or some odd days, there were tense moments before we got the notification letting us know that Herman had survived and that he would be coming home after he did his time in Okinawa to heal. And so that monument that is behind me connects me to my brother and also to those who serve with him, who are also my warrior brothers. And this past weekend I had 2 great experiences that helps me to remind how important Vietnam is. Saturday evening at an event, I had some constituents come to me who had recently traveled to Vietnam, and they brought pictures with me. And they showed me these pictures where they were actually selling dog tags of Americans as trinkets. And it hurt my heart. And I asked them to write up a synopsis so that I could bring that up possibly to the State Department, because I think that's disrespectful of the men and women that serve there. And that was a reminder in a very bad way of how some people see the men and women that served in Vietnam. That's a reminder that we should not allow to happen anywhere in this world. But then yesterday I had the great opportunity to ride on a motorcycle rally up in Indiantown, Florida. And in Indiantown, Florida, there they were. The Leathernecks, the sailors, the SEALs, even victims of Agent Orange. They're out there on their Harley Davidsons. Some on their trikes because they can't hold up that motorcycle anymore. But just to stand with them and take pictures, to stand with them and see those that were paratroopers in that day and enabling me to be a paratrooper later in my life, to stand with those men and those women who are given so that we can stand here today. Because I truly believe as we stand on the Washington Mall, the grass is a little greener because of the blood and the sacrifice of the men and women from the Revolutionary War all the way up to today. And so I'm here to say thank you. Welcome home to those Vietnam veterans. And thank you for those men whose name are there on that wall. Thank you for the nurses whose monument is back there, who protected and tried to save those men. Thanks to each and every one of them. Because this nation cannot forget that we are the land of the free, because we shall forever be the home of the brave. And every one of these monuments, from the United States Capitol to the Washington Monument to the Lincoln Memorial, they stand here and people come to visit them because those men and women who put on the uniform of the United States of America, soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, Coast Guardsmen, they were willing to make that sacrifice. So Jan, I'm 110% behind you with building this education center, because we need to educate people about what you all did in Vietnam. And furthermore, thank you for including that next generation where I was honored to serve in Iraq and Afghanistan. Because ladies and gentlemen, the day that we forget that service, that sacrifice, and that commitment will be the day that these monuments that we honor here will have no meaning. So God bless you all, Jan, and thank you for allowing me to be here. Thank you.